Welcome to Sunday morning here in Manila. It's a very active morning. People are outside, very nice weather. But it's been my second week here on Keto, so I just wanted to share some of my experiences with you guys. I checked the scale and I'm down 0.6 kg from last week. The first week I was actually down 1.6 kg, but it probably has a lot to do with the fact that I went to Singapore for business 3 days, so had to be kicked out of ketosis unfortunately a few days because I had some carbs, a little hard to control, but I wrote down some tips here and I will share with you guys. So the first observation is in general I have much more stable energy when I'm on keto instead of having a more regular meal plan where you have carbs, because your blood sugar and insulin spikes, and in between you kind of get these crashes, especially after lunch. So actually I'm combining this with fasting as well, so basically skipping breakfast because I want to be in a caloric deficit to lose weight. Just being in ketosis by itself doesn't necessarily mean weight loss, but I'm combining them and I'm actually feeling it's much easier to stick to a deficit. I've only been eating like 1200 to 1600 calories per day, which is very low. Actually around 3000 I maintain my weight basically, so more stable energy and easier for me at least to be in a deficit by eating the keto diet. One challenge though is to actually maintain keto. So if you're traveling, it's kind of hard to control everything you eat. After this, for example, I'm going for a lunch. So at least on the weekends, I cook most of my meals. Last night I had some minced beef with some eggs and even added in some feta cheese. Maybe I'll try some other cheese later on, but do what I can to control it. Then also there are some options you can buy, like low sugar Greek yogurt for an example, so you don't go out of ketosis. You can have canned tuna, canned salmon, or if you go out to a salad bar, of course, just skip the main carb sources. However, it's a bit of a strict diet, the keto, so it might be hard to just go into it without feeling really bad. You can get sort of the keto flu, which is, I guess, withdrawal symptoms pretty much from having no carbohydrates. So what I've been doing for a long time actually is having very low carb in general. For basically first having no breakfast, but then also for lunch reducing carbs, so no rice or pasta or noodles, actually only having like fruit or vegetables. But then after that I just cut it out completely, so basically no carbs at all. I used to have carbs for dinner to make sure I fell asleep, because the first time I tried keto I actually had a really hard time to stay asleep. I could fall asleep, but then I woke up in the middle of the night. I don't know why, maybe it's some sort of withdrawal from carbs. So what I've been doing is basically cutting out the carbs completely at lunch already, and then dinner, so you're already in ketosis during the night. Maybe you wake up because the body is sort of withdrawing, but that could be something to try to make sure. And then once you've managed to get through a full night's sleep, at least for me, it's quite easy to just keep on. So the first day might be tricky, or the first times trying it, but after a while it gets much easier actually. So as mentioned, besides more stable energy, I actually sleep much better. So I had a record of 9.5 hours of sleep last night, which is pretty crazy. It's probably been like a decade since last time, so that's kind of a bonus effect. I'm gonna go walking now, because that's also one thing I should say. Doing high intensity training like running or HIIT can be a bit tough because you use carbohydrates or glycogen normally, so if you don't have anything in system, you could be tired. So I recommend walking. If you're doing this for weight loss purposes, walking at least 10,000 steps a day is at least my goal. On weekends 20,000. I walked 25k I think yesterday, so I'm gonna walk here. Go to the gym. So strength training is important, especially if you're cutting down the calories, you don't lose muscle. So ensuring enough protein and then doing strength training. So I'm gonna continue keto now a few days, but after that I'm actually going to Siargao on next Friday. So doing keto up until then I'm probably gonna indulge a little bit, share with you guys later, and then I'm going to Beijing. So it's gonna be like a week or so with a bit more flexible way of eating, but I typically do fasting in the morning and keep carbs rather low. But then from February back on track, try to get in shape for 2025. So those are just some of my tips I wanted to share with you guys. If you think it's interesting, give me a follow and like, and write what are your experiences, what are your best tips, and then I will see you in the next video.